It's crazy. Okay, so we are 5 minutes past the hour, and we have several things I'm going to go over with you guys today. Really excited about this Wednesday check-in. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see here. What is the best way for me to do this? Okay, I should have did this while we were talking, but it's just going to take me a second. Is Andrew on here yet? No. He's probably finished the meeting. All right. This is going to help you guys a lot, I believe. See, say as, almost. Place. While I'm doing this, you guys need to pull up the All Squads channel. All right. I got this. Weekly. Yeah. So one of the things you guys are going to get, if you've not already got it, is a document. All right, everybody click on that link there that I just put into the editor. Copy link. And you might have to click on the second one. I made you guys an editor. So this document right here, I'm going to touch base on this. So I'm going to share my screen now. You guys have it pulled up on your screen though. What we're doing, guys, is we're more granularly defining what it is that we need to be focusing our attentions on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, right? And this is the tomorrow. What's today? Wednesday. Tomorrow, I have a call with our BI platform, Axio, who's based out of London, and we have a HubSpot, a marketing expert company out of Houston that's joining our team, and they're going to be creating the reports, the dashboards, transferring the data over to our BI platform, just all the data routing, data warehousing, all that stuff. We're paying about $10,000 a month to get all this stuff done so that we have optics, right? And in Warrior, one of the things we talk about is going from just a broken, fucked up man to becoming a warrior, to living the warrior way, pursuing core 4. And then the next evolution is to become the king of your kingdom, right? To go from a warrior in the field to the king, and then from king, right, to an emperor. If you use the whole mentality, right, of ancient Roman warriors and kingdoms and emperors, and when you each stage of that evolution that you make, you become aware of more and more things that you need to do in order to level up, right? And what we've done here is we've literally broken down the things that are most important for every brand ambassador to have awareness, right? To know where you're at. So these are the things, right? Versus just talking to a blue agent each week, recruiting blue agents, setting meetings and closing one blue agent. That is a summary of what the most important thing is that you can be doing with your time outside of selling IT services. Like this here is a detailed breakdown of all the things that we do here. And what this is Andrew's view as a coach, just so you can see as you go from IT consultant, W-2, IT guy out there in the world, you become exposed to brand ambassador and what this opportunity looks like. Right? We have a blue agent, then we have our brand ambassadors, which is taking it to a whole nother level. Well, this is taking it to the coaches level, right? Where you've got 4 or 5 people on your team, you've got 4 to 6 MSPs that you're responsible for in all these different markets, and you're receiving the marketing opportunities that are coming in these cities, right? When that happens, Andrew receives those. He then goes to his BAs and he says, okay, who hasn't gotten their opportunity for the week, right? We owe a BA 1 opportunity a week, unless he's got more coming in from agents now, then we owe him more than that. On that note, it's Wednesday morning, 8:00. Who wants to take a guess at how many meetings we've set this week besides coaches with new Inverago team in place? How many of you guys think in 2 days?
12.
12? Come on, give me another guess.
17.
I was going to say 16.
So 18. We just set one this morning. Luke, you were right on the dot. Literally, check this out. So one just came in this morning, right here. This put us at 18 this morning. So these guys, Isaiah and his team are on fire. Abstract is on fire. Here's yesterday, all the meetings that come in. Here's Monday, all the meetings that came in on Monday. So we were literally killing it with our own internal marketing team spinning up. And what you guys are doing, recruiting blue agents, we already have referrals coming in for audits. So the whole concept of, hey, let's go set 150 meetings in marketing and give away 150 meetings from marketing so that we get 300 opportunities is already proving out that it is more than going to work, right? We're going to get to a point where we're looking for the world's best appointment setters, and we're expanding outside of U.S. borders into internationally, because we want to be able to spread the word of our program, bring other men into it, bring on other IT companies, and we're going to need marketers for that. So what I'm going to go over today with you guys is around recruiting the blue agent and the sales lesson, but the fuel, right, on the conditions around us expose us. It's when you hear this lesson, right, and you look at these activities and tasks, I want you to connect the dots from a business perspective, because it's the next evolution for you to have awareness of your business. Right? And that's the thing that we struggle the most with, is just getting clear, more and more clear on what exactly is it that I need to be doing and how do I do it better? How do I hone my skills and perfect my craft? And when you have awareness, you can do that. When you don't, it's hard, right? You don't level up. So with that being said, right, I want you guys to check in the All Squads channel, just where are you at this week with your weekly targets? Are you on track or are you off track? And just an on track, off track. That's all I want to see in there. And let's get everybody to chime in so we see where you're at for the week. While you guys are doing that, so I had food poisoning on Sunday and Monday. Well, I started feeling better yesterday. So I went to the gym yesterday morning, took my kids to the gym last night. Well, I have these BCAAs that I take to, just rebuild your muscles faster. And I accidentally put my aminos in my shaker cup last night at 7:30, went to the gym. I did not go to sleep till 3 a.m. because I had 300 milligrams of caffeine at 8 o'clock last night. So it was rough this morning getting up. John, sorry this morning about the meeting, brother.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
Did that go good with Darren?
Yeah, I mean, it went good. We need to sync on it, but yeah.
Okay, beautiful. And then I thought the food poisoning was coming back because I ate a piece of salmon yesterday. I asked Monica, I was like, hey, I cooked this 2 days ago. Is this good? She's like, yeah, just heat it up. And then my stomach was cramping last time. I was like, man, is it possible to have food poisoning back to back? I was scared to death. All right. So everybody should have turned in, and it looks like we're about 50-50 on track, off track. So now you guys have the detailed view, and the coaches this week are going to be rolling this out, a version just for you. And here's what's beautiful. On Thursday, I've already sent it to the BI team. Here, I'll share. I'll show you guys. Right, like this is our community in Slack, and you guys are in the channels you need to be in because you could, man, I'm telling you, you get lost in these channels. But here is Maxim and Adrian and Rebecca. These are our team working on our BI platform. Here's our finance dashboard. And then here is Andrew's team scorecard. And these guys are going to take this and they're going to automate all this data. Well, automation is great, while at the same time, it can be a negative. Why might it be a negative? Who wants to take a guess at that?
It'll show you your gaps, where you're lacking.
Oh, that Logan, I would argue that is the most positive thing that could happen with automation. What's a negative of automation?
It's tracking the wrong items and giving false data.
Or they always say bad data in, bad data out, right?
Okay, let's assume that all the data coming in is entered good data the right way. Derek, what did you say?
I said it can give you the wrong viewpoint on your data, making you think things that aren't happening are happening, or vice versa.
Okay, so let's assume that we're measuring the right data so that we have the right optics and we're being exposed the right way, to Logan's point, and to my point on Logan's comment. Here can be the downfall of automation. What if you don't go fucking look at it? Do you learn if you don't go pay attention to the data? No, Whiskey, stop, man. My dog has got a raw foot. It's because he's licking it to death. So he's driving me freaking crazy. So you have to go look at the data. EOS, right? The coaches have to enter in data in EOS manually every week. And EOS leaves it manually for that sole purpose right there. So how do you get around that that potential pitfall of having automation put in place? What do you guys think the right protocol is? If you've got automated data on a report or dashboard, what should you do? What's the best practice?
Review it.
How though? There's lots of shit you need to do.
Put it in your calendar or force it so it's something that you see every day when you log into your applications.
Exactly. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys what I do. You guys see 5 o'clock every day? Right there, update daily target metrics. Like it becomes a protocol that becomes habit, right? It may or may not become a beautiful addiction, but it will become a habit if you put it on your calendar and you force yourself to do it every single day. Not all this stuff is work stuff that I have on my calendar, but it keeps me aware. It's all about awareness, gentlemen. So awareness is going to be the theme of today's conversation for sure. Okay. So the lesson today is on recruiting blue agents. Okay. And by the way, look at this block schedule, man. This is what our marketing team is doing from 8 to 5 every day. That is so freaking sick. Isaiah is on point. By the way, we got our signed partner in Arkansas in Oklahoma City yesterday. It's about $6,000 more marketing dollars in the pot coming in. Derek helped us pull that in. I was telling you guys on Monday, the contract came in yesterday afternoon. So that is freaking awesome. Derek will be the coach of those guys, and you guys will all probably get opportunities until we get BAs in that market. Okay, so let's talk about recruiting blue agents and relaying the value, right? That's what, after the biggest weaknesses and the things that we need to train on the most, that's what the group, the most people in the group chimed in last week and said. So I thought I would do a lesson on that just so that we could all share in the conversation together. So what we are doing to start with, all right, I'm just going to walk through the SOP for recruiting a blue agent so that everyone can have awareness of what happens and when, okay? And then what to do when it is a blue agent. And then we'll talk about relaying the value for a good 30 minutes here. So every single one of you guys are every single week focused on recruiting blue agents. That's what we've given you as your top KPI to do to contribute to what we're doing here at Blue Equinox. The first thing when you're ever asked to do anything, when you need to do something, is you got to understand why. So let's just start there. Why are we asking you to do this? Anybody? It's a simple answer. I just want to hear it out loud.
Because they can go and attract their client base and bring people to the table without us having to do too much work with them.
The number one reason that we are asking is exactly what Sean just said. How many years have each one of us been selling IT services? An absolute long time. I have thousands of customers. You want 1 meeting, 5 meetings, 10 meetings? If I wanted to, I guarantee you by the end of the day, I can set 10 meetings right now, today, because I have that many customers that I just know off the top of my head love me enough. I could text them and have a meeting. Probably 100 when I pulled my list out, started going through it. So we target blue agents because they have existing customer relationships that once they understand our value, it is so substantially greater than anything that they could be doing today. They can go to their existing customers and set P1s. P1s and P2s are ultimately what we want the most, right? To pull our vendors into, because we are like, there's 3 things that Blue Equinox is falling into a groove of focusing on as our core competencies: marketing, sales, and staffing. Staffing is actually going to complete the evolution of these MSPs being able to keep up as we grow them, right? As we grow global, as we grow one-on-one voice. So Jamin, that's what he does. So we've baked Jamin's expertise into Blue Equinox, and we just staffed our first tech, Derek and Logan for Strati up at Com. He started Monday. So we are staffing employees. So we complete these MSPs, what they need: marketing, sales, and staffing. But we recruit the blue agent to go into their existing customer. So let's do this. Okay. What is the first thing we do when we go to introduce ourselves to a blue agent? We're just going to talk through this as we go through the SOP for onboarding them, so you guys can correlate the activity that happens. Come on, you guys are doing this every week.
On the deck.
What, Mike?
Show them the deck.
What do you do before that? Like
Reach out to him on LinkedIn.
Okay, there we go. Let's break this down. Okay, and here's the other thing. When you've been exposed to a concept or a protocol, right, and it's become habit for you, it's very easy for you to take for granted the many steps that goes into how you perform something. It's why we write an SOP. It's why we have this workflow. For every single one of you, as we talk through this is going to make sense, right? But what about the guy, right, that's starting in a brand ambassador program Monday, or this in immersion, right? Adam's not on here. We have a new guy in Atlanta that will literally be in immersion tomorrow. He's never seen this. So don't take for granted the granular steps that go into something. So we LinkedIn message them, and it's just a short and sweet, hey man, I've got an opportunity I want to talk to you about. I want to see if there's synergies there. Let me know when we can connect. And then when we get them on the phone, right, we are showing them, Mike, the deck, right? And let's see. Does everyone have the Blue Agent Partner deck? Anybody not have this deck? Disrupting the channel. Okay. I'm going to get this. I'll drop it in the All Squad channel. But it's the pictures paint 1,000 words. We help MSPs grow. We do $200,000 of sales in 5 years. Starting at base camp, going to 200 grand. That's the top of the mountain. We commit to $10,000 a quarter. What's so special about our $10,000 a quarter? It's right there on the screen.
It's guaranteed.
Guaranteed. If you're an MSP, that's pretty appealing, right? So this is where it gets exciting for the Blue Agent. We build our own marketing company. We have a director of marketing that has a comp plan of how much?
160.
Negative.
Something like that.
300,000.
Brilliant.
Isaiah has a comp plan that will make him $300,000 this year if he builds his team and they set 400 appointments a month. Like, that's what he needs to do. Build his team, set 400 appointments a month, and our director of marketing can make $300,000+ a year. That's how that was designed and built out for him. He has a base salary of $120,000. Okay. So right then and there, when you're talking to the Blue Agent or a potential brand ambassador, you tell them, do you have a director of marketing that works for you that has a $300,000 comp plan? If not, well, there's the first thing different. Plus, we have a team of appointment setters that he manages so that we can make this possible for you. Right? And then we start to introduce the framework, how we approach the customer to relay value to them, good, better, best options. I mean, I'm for sure everybody here can admit you've seen this now play out. It is appealing to the customer. Blue Equinox's value to the customer is substantially greater than any one of these widgets on the screen. I make no bones about it. With a customer or a partner with us in the engine program, they're all widget sellers, widget providers, and the people are what makes the difference, right? And all this section here reiterates our value. Who else is this value to? Besides the engine partner? You, the Blue Agent, right? These are all processes and procedures that people are performing behind the scenes once it gets here, right? So that you guys don't have to worry about the paperwork or the project management or the ongoing account management. It's a team of people. This right here is a team of people that assist our Blue Agents, our brand ambassadors, so they don't have to squat all the weight. So that's appealing. Now, the money. Okay, let me ask a question. Tom, when you came to immersion, were your eyes open to the money game here at Blue Equinox?
Yes, absolutely. I can't.
Was it completely, like, how big of an impact did learning the money game have on you and your impression of your opportunity and how to go relay the message to potential blue agents.
Absolutely amazing in what it did for me.
And
So, I mean, I came home with a renewed sense of the importance of recruiting blue agents and how to get that. I mean, I think I've set, since immersion, I think I've set 26. I think I've set 26 blue agent recruiting appointments now. My numbers are right. So it's my primary focus.
So 80% of you guys don't even know the money game. Don't even know the money game. If you're waiting until May to come to immersion, you need to get with somebody that's came and you need to learn the money game. Logan, you need to get with somebody and learn the money game, because it will change the way that you have a conversation with these blue agents. You're having conversations with blue agents and you're only about 30 to 40% weaponized. Like you're not even using 60% of the weapons that you have available to you because you don't know the money game. But anyways, we show them the money, right? We talk about the money. Then we talk about the boot camp, blue agents, referral partners. Then we go into the equity game. This is between marketing and equity. This is the game changer, right? This is what, and one second, let me share this. Love it. Stop sharing for 1 second. So I can copy this. So the equity is the thing that differentiates us. What do we have to do to create this? Like, how do you describe how this happened? Because a lot of people get lost here on the equity. Like, what do we do?
Negotiated with the partners.
Negotiated with the partners.
We've worked with our carriers that we sell for to make sure that if they sell their business, that we get top line equity value for our revenue created.
Does this just happen overnight?
No.
No,
How much do we pay Doug every time he closes a new MSP? Like we just closed in Arkansas. Who knows how much commission Doug makes?
2,500.
How much, Mike?
2,500.
$6,000. $6,000 is what he makes. He makes 10% of the fees, and we pay him based on two P2s average month for the year, for 12 months. $6,000. So that's our cost of acquisition. Okay. Check this out. Here's a P&L. Here's 180 days of pressure for us to go do what we do in a new market. Check this number right here out. Dang, come on, Scott. So with program fees now at $3,500, paying out $6,000, software fees, the BA has all of our software, $700 a month. And then if we're spending $2,500 on marketing, this is breaking down a concierge, customer concierge or in Virago, like spreading the cost out, right? $2,500 per MSP. So the first month we're negative 6,000. The second month we break even. Then when we start setting phase twos at an average of $2,000 split with the brand ambassadors, right? 4 of those is $4,000. Now we're profitable. So we can be profitable. This is if we bring in all of our partners by month 3, we're still a net 1,000 negative. And then we start selling month 5, and our commission spiffs and our residuals start coming in month 9 and 10. This is when we go profitable. So we are making a huge investment in opening up new markets, bringing on brand ambassadors. Like when we show the partners this, the MSPs this, they see, hey, Blue Equinox actually has skin in the game, right? We're not just paying $3,500 and them sitting back and getting fat, happy, and rich, right? If we don't sell anything and we give them their 80% credit back right here, this is how much we net for the year. This is the average per month. It's not even worth our time for one partner if we don't sell any services. Now, that's never going to happen, right? But the point being, this is what the first 180 days looks like to build up, right? We got to find an MSP, target, recruit, and interview, start a BA in boot camp, start the MSP, start the marketing campaigns, building the funnel, building your engine group, and start closing MRR. All these things give you optics into how we do what we do here. And we built this portfolio of companies one brick at a time. One brick at a time. And now here we are. And we have a portfolio of MSPs across the country, 9 national partners that do different types of technology that we all make marketing. We all make spiffs if they're applicable. We make residuals with every one of them except for wireless, and some of those products may have a residual on them. And we earn equity on everything if there's a residual tied to it. So these are the differences. And these are the things that you point out, right? And then here's the time requirements. The time requirements. Now, this is just from a business perspective. What is the thing that is super appealing to a man that could join our program above and beyond all the business stuff? What's the big thing that we all appreciate? Core 4, right? The ability to be real and raw in a group like this, okay? To be able to speak your truth and not give a fuck about how it came out or what the people that are listening are going to think, because you know you're not going to be judged, okay? It's like a weight off your chest, right? So being able to relay these things to people so they understand our value from start to finish of what we've built here, how we did it, and just how painful the process was to get it to this point, right? And so let me just give you a few bullets on that. We started this concept in 2012. We started with white label account management, and then MSPs asked us to help them sell their business. The problem with that was they weren't worth what they needed to be worth. So the only way that you increase the revenue, profit, and value of something is you got to bring in more revenue, right? More sales. You got to make sales happen. Well, they suck at sales. So we had to take ownership of that. And that's how we got to this point where the brand ambassador program exists, is because we started with small IT companies doing white label account management, and then they wanted to sell, but they weren't worth what they needed to be worth. So someone had to go out and sell some shit. And that's where our program was born, out of a need to fulfill that problem, to solve that problem. So this is our program. Now, what would be helpful to show them after this? Who knows? Like you just heard, like put yourself in the blue agent shoes. You just heard about this program.
I would want to see the deals. How many deals are actually coming in? That's one of the things I think they're attracted to, right? Is getting a deal for a deal.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a slide. Oh, look at that. There's a second meeting set this morning. I mean, just feel that with me for a second. I showed you guys this a minute ago. We had one appointment this morning. Since we've been talking, there just came another one. Before we end this call, there'll probably be another one come in. Like, do you guys feel the machine working for you and the group right now as we're sitting here having this conversation? How much more real can it get? Just feel it for a second, because that's what I want you to go out there and passionately paint a vivid picture of. Man, this morning we were on our Wednesday fucking check-in call where we do a sales lesson on fuel. And in real time, as we were sitting there was one appointment set this morning and then two, and then we'll see. We'll see if a third one comes in. We're going to get to a point where there's literally 20 fucking appointments a day hitting this board. 20 a day. Or more. 30 a day. Okay. So if you were hearing about this program and you saw this channel and you saw all these meetings for P1s, now that you understood the 5-phase framework, you'd be like, wow, that's pretty cool. But when you look at it in this from this frame, does this stimulate you? You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how stimulated are you when you see this, Lewis?
There's definitely a better way to display it. It is stimulating, but you could probably display it a little bit better as well.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. What about this view? What about if we had a slide to where we said, here's the P1s this week that are being distributed. This is a calendar view. Everybody's got a calendar. How about this, Lewis? How stimulating is this?
Absolutely.
Let's look at next week.
Can we have a counter or anything like that that would be able to show like almost like a running count as it's totaling?
There's the third week. So possibly, Logan, we'll bring that up tomorrow. If you guys have recommendations or thoughts around that, like, hey man, what if we did this? Man, slack that stuff to me. Put it in all squads channel, slap me directly. I love input like that. But yeah, if we literally had like a appointments for the month tracker, like just ticked up every month.
And if it could track either all the way from P1s to P5s, just so that way it shows how quickly they're adding and growing and moving through the cycle. I think that'd be huge and motivating to show all these agents.
Check this out. Here's this month. So far. Here's last month. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. There's January. That's a shitload of meetings, gentlemen. Right there. So visually stimulating people with what we're doing here and how it can be impactful to them, right? So I'm going to take a couple of shots of that. We'll add that to the deck for you guys. So you show them that. What's next, right? Like that's showing them how. Like now you've shown them the model with the deck, walked them through this, and you have now showed them that it's real. One of the things that coaches have that you don't have access to, right there. How about that? How about this slide? 75 P1s not ran right now. 75. Yes, show me more. Yes, I'd like to see more. I mean, that's just a shitload of meetings right there, right? So are you guys receiving awareness of how you could be more stimulating as you talk to blue agents during this conversation right now?
Yes.
Yeah. You getting some? Luke, what are you feeling? What are you hearing right now in this conversation?
I mean, we're ramping up, it's just relaying that to blue agents and getting them excited. Mike and I have had conversations about this. And I think that's really one of the more attractive components is the 1-for-1.
1-for-1, exactly. Let's talk about for a second guys like Luke and Logan here, right? Like everyone needs to understand their situation. Luke, you're a channel manager, right?
Yeah, pseudo sale, hybrid role.
Yeah, Logan, you're a channel manager, or you're direct sales.
Both.
Direct sales and channel. Okay, so is Mike Ray, right? And so they have companies with W-2s. They've got quota they got to fulfill, right? So you can go to your or you can go to your agents. You can go to people that are helping. You can go to these guys like them and say, hey, look, go to your agents and tell them they bring you an appointment. We will help you close it for your company. You keep the revenue for your company, or make Blue Equinox an agent and you can get paid twice. We don't care. Pay us as an agent or don't pay us at all because you have an agent that brought you the deal, right? And we'll help you close your revenue. We won't charge you a dime. And then we'll sell everything else around it. We'll pull in marketing dollars, spiffs and residuals, and earn equity on all those other services. And we'll make your agent, your company, look like a rock star to the customer. You go work for them. I'm a 6-dimensional IT consultant with a framework and incentives and guarantees and things that make me unique that would blow your agent's mind, your customer's minds. And I'm right here. I'm a resource. Put me to work. John just moved into this role. John, how many sales guys you got, man?
11 right now.
11. Mike Ray is not Mike Ray, but Mike Douglas is about to be working his ass off for John Canute and 11 sales reps because they're going to position it with the customer. Hey, we're excited to talk to you about wireless and IoT, but while we're here, let's just go ahead and give you a free $5,000 IT audit. It's literally not going to take you much more time than it would to have the conversation around this one subject. Like for the customer, you're already there. You've already taken the time to put the meeting on your calendar, to shift your thoughts around IT and technology. We might as well have a conversation that's all inclusive around all those services versus just talking about one. It's a missed opportunity for you to collapse time and accomplish more with less versus having 6 different conversations as 6 different contracts come up over the course of the next 3 years. And honestly, you don't have a fucking clue of what's going on with either one of them because they're so spaced out, you forget. But you can have the conversation with us all at once. And then once we do, we'll track the data for you. You can literally call, email, or text us and say, hey, when's the last time we talked about this? When's my contract? When's my whatever? And guess what? Your brand ambassador, your project manager, or your account manager can help you with that information because we track it all. So do you guys see the value of how you can appeal to a W-2 sales guy, like help him become 6-dimensional, give him the framework, give him marketing spiffs and residuals and equity that he does not have in his W-2 position? Mike Ray, who's not on here, makes $105,000 base. This company pays him $105,000 to get out of bed. That's a good base. It's a good base for a W-2 employee. The reason they do that is because he sells UCaaS and internet. And when he hits his $5,000 a month quota and it's a 60 margin over the average lifespan of a customer, which is 7 years, and you bake in the equity, paying him a $105,000 base is a steal. So we put together a business plan to show Mike how he can make $600,000 next year. So he's smiling and dialing. He's not here right now because I guarantee you he's on the phone smiling and dialing. He's got to hit that quota. So understand your opportunity. Be able to paint the picture to the person you're talking to. Know all the juicy details that make it so compelling. And be weaponized. Be weaponized. Every single aspect of it, right? So we're going to update the deck with some of these things here that you guys can use to recruit Blue agents. Let's take a share. Brad, you're the newest brand ambassador in the group, man. What did you hear today? Where are you at?
Well, I continue to be completely blown away and overwhelmed. I'll be honest with you, Derek and I have talked about the whole concept of drinking from a fire hose. I think that's doing it a disservice to call it a fire hose, because it's like trying to drink Niagara Falls. There's so much here. And, I'll get real fast. I've been a crappy salesperson my whole life up till I believe now. And I think that this is the answer to some prayer for me, because, what you have here is an infrastructure that can help those of us who maybe aren't great prospectors understand how to do it, understand how it can be successful. And when it starts going off the rails, help me get back on track. If I put off track on the thing because I've sent probably 50 messages this week to hopefully recruit new blue agents, and I'm doing something wrong because I haven't got anything back. So I can't wait for my discussion today with my coach to go through that. But what you've put together here, and this is speaking from somebody who's been in IT for over a quarter of a century, is unlike anything I've ever seen. And the opportunity, I'm not just kissing your butt here. The opportunity here just is, if it's half of what you say it is phenomenal.
So it's what we've all built, right? Like, I started it, but we've all built it. Like, the appeal to the brand ambassador program today is because of all of us. One man is nothing. A group of 20 men pursuing a framework every single week. Now that is something to take notice of. And then seeing all of this here, like Brad said, is pretty special. Like, having a framework, right? It's the biggest weakness of 90% of salespeople out there. Let's do one more, and then we're going to jump into the fuel. Let's see. John Watts, where you at, man?
Right here.
Where you at with this concept and what we talked about this morning, recruiting blue agents?
It brings it full circle. I've been on almost all the calls prior to this, but it sure brings some of the items that weren't necessarily discussed initially, like the comp plan, the number of P1s that are currently being set and, increasing in the future. It just gives, in my perspective, it gives me more fuel or ammunition to go after a potential blue agent, to show him the value of what we're offering. And it's not just fluff or kind of pie in the sky. Those are real numbers. So, and that's kind of a lot of people in this industry are pretty cynical. You tell them something and say, yeah, I've heard that before. I'm kind of getting that. But the slide deck that you created, and then the other things you're going to add to it, sure bring value to it in real life, real time.
Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to get this built out for you guys. Plan your 168, do the activity, right? If this were to be you or a blue agent, right? Their marketing dollars, they gross, right? Breaking down the customers, only 25% of those resulting in moving forward, right? One guy, this is kind of marketing dollars, spiffs and residuals he could do, the equity he could earn a month if he were out there setting 7 appointments a month, making 25 calls a day. How many W-2 sales guys are out there on the planet doing that right now, every day? Thousands of them, guys. How many do you need to change your life to make you a millionaire? Just a handful, 5 to 10. Go get 5 to 10 of those guys, and I promise you all, each and every one of you, to do that, you'll become a millionaire. Not net worth millionaire, making $1 million a year. I had someone ask me last week, is anybody doing this? And I said, nope. Well, why do you show people? Because it's what is possible. It is the profit that is possible if you do the work. There's multiple ways to get there. You can go do the work yourself. You can recruit agents. You can wait on marketing to bring you deals. It's all a matter of what you put into it, on how fast you will make these things happen and how fast you hone your skills and perfect your craft, how fast you gain confidence and certainty to apply that to a conversation, how fast you learn the product knowledge and understand the framework so that you can be super seductive and compelling with anyone that you're speaking to. It's why we're doing immersion. These immersion events that we put on here, they are time consuming and expensive as fuck. But the purpose and the intent is to speed up the awareness that a man has of what we're doing here. So if you haven't came yet, I would challenge you to get here. If we, and then these blue agents, right? The ones that want to be brand ambassadors, we're not making it optional for them. They're coming to the next class. If they're serious, they're coming to the next class. Okay, so that's it for blue agents. I'm going to touch on our fuel because it's super relevant today, and I'm going to try to knock it out in very quick time frame. So conditions around us expose us. So what we've talked about here today, okay, conditions around us expose us. What are the conditions or the people in your life that expose you as a man? Our wives, our children, government, church, our weight, the way we look, our level of calmness, unexpected events, all these things that expose us where we have areas of weakness. Are you weaponized, or do you just wish you were weaponized? Most of us, right? When we're exposed, we get upset and angry. It drives us to our pits, right? Which is the bottom of the barrel. But what if you flip the script? What if you looked at it through the lens of, I desire to be exposed because I view it as a gift? What is a gift? It's a lesson that we can use to level up our life because it provides clarity or awareness on a subject or situation in your life that you're dealing with. Gentlemen, if we want different results on not just our business, but all of our core four, then we must be willing to do completely different things. If we want radical change, then we must be willing to do things radically different. So we put the tools in place, the framework in place for you to be able to relentlessly pursue that. But at the end of the day, you have to be willing to go do the work. We've given you all the tools here that you need to operate as a man in business doing what we do here. If you're not clear on these tools and how to use them, you need to get weaponized. You need to get trained, okay? And the question is, are you hitting the doors that you want to hit, that you want to be walking through? If you're not, it's just a matter of leveling up your knowledge and your awareness, pursuing that radical change. And then how does this apply to the other elements of Core 4? How does this apply to your body? So where in your life, right, are you lacking awareness? Where in your life are you not being exposed? Your conditions around you that you're putting yourself in, right, they may or may not be exposing you. If they're not, then I would challenge you that you're hiding. You're comfortable with hiding. And you need to step out from the shadows into the light and beg for exposure so that you can receive the gift. And the gift is the lesson, the weaponizing that will come from that exposure. So flip your script. Desire to be exposed. Embrace it so you become that next best version of yourself. Do this in your business. Do this with your body, your diet planning. Get a trainer, your wife, a walk and talk or workout buddy. Your being, another brand ambassador, someone that's working on their meditation, their journaling, their prayer game. They're all around you right now. And then with your balance, with your queen, your posterity with your children, put date night on the calendar. Put sitting down and reviewing targets, quarterly targets with your kids. Expose yourself. Make it a planned event that's going to happen. And I promise, when you find yourself in the moment, that exposure will help you level up. But if you don't step out from the shadow, put yourself at risk to be exposed, you're never going to change. So the conditions around you will expose you. You got to make the choice of whether or not you're willing to step out from the shadows into the light and gain the gift. All right, gentlemen, that is it for today. I hope this helped with recruiting Blue Agents, and I hope you guys have a beautiful week. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Scott.
See you tomorrow, Scott.
Later.